Hello everybody! How the heck are ya? Me? Well, I'm kind of crazy. I'm standing out here in the rain. Well, it's drizzling a little, getting a little bit wet. That's okay. I have to get a shower soon anyway. Well, I have to work tomorrow, by golly. And I'm standing on the edge of this lake. Now, this lake, I never showed. You haven't seen this one probably because I never showed this one. This lake is the closest one to my house. It's my apartment. It's right across the street. And there's a sign up somewhere over that way, somewhere. It says there's alligators in this lake. Yay! So I gotta be here, right? But and one reason you haven't seen a lot of videos from this lake is that I've never seen a gator in this lake. So maybe there's some in there. Whatever. Maybe they're aware of my reputation and they're camera shy. They don't want to be on camera, so they just kind of stay away. Yeah, or maybe they're just waiting to surprise me when my guard is completely down. They'll jump out and gnaw on my leg. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about getting older and stuff, but only very quickly. I don't want this to be a long video, But, I had to go back to the doctor. I went for my annual physical, and when you get my age, you have to have a physical every year because stuff starts to fall apart, theoretically. I think I'm in pretty good shape for 64, but yeah. So I had a scare when I went for my physical a few weeks ago. They did a HCV test, a blood test, because I had hepatitis C. You may remember, some of you, a few years ago, but I was cured. I went through really awful treatments and lost 30 pounds, and it was really rough. It's a kind of chemotherapy and interferon, which they don't even use anymore because it's so harmful and so rough on the body. But at that time, that was one of the main treatments of choice. And but you know what? I was cured. I was cured. Praise to the man upstairs. I was cured of hepatitis C. But like I say, it was rough. And so when I went for my physical this year, they just did a random hepatitis C HCV test. And they found some results. They found some activity, a slight trace of hepatitis C virus, which startled me because, like, oh no, man, it's not supposed to come back. Once you're cured, you're cured. But it came back, and then I would have had to go back into more treatments, and the price would have been exorbitant. It would have cost so much money that I'd have to borrow money from the bank or something, or get a grant or whatever's out there to help pay for it, and it would have been. I wasn't, too happy about it. But I went to a gastroenterologist, was referred to a GI specialist, and they did more tests, and they found out that there was no hepatitis C. So, yay! I do not have it. I do not have it. They confirmed once and for all. What was probably detected in the earlier test was the antibodies that had developed in my body against the hep C virus. But the antibodies is not the same as the virus. So I don't have it. But after that, and I've had this other problem. I've been complaining about, you may have seen me complain about this in my videos. Sometimes I have a band-aid over this, sometimes I don't. But like a year ago, I was riding my bicycle and I ran into a tree branch and ouch! It was a mess. And it took a long time to heal, but the fact is it didn't heal. It would scab over and the scab would come off, and then it would come back on and come back on. And I'm like, why isn't this thing healing? This is really persistent. I thought maybe it's because I've been messing with it. So I tried to not touch it, and maybe it would get better. And it's not as bad as it used to be. It's gotten smaller, better, the abrasion, the wound there, but it's scabbed over right now. But, it didn't heal. And so finally I said, look, I've had enough of this. It's been almost a year, and this thing isn't healing. So I made an appointment to go back to the doctor today, and I did, and she said a wound that doesn't heal, it could be a sign of early stage cancer, of skin cancer, a wound that doesn't heal for months and months, because she says you would expect a wound to heal within a couple of weeks or a month, but after a year, if it doesn't heal, it could be a sign of cancer. I'm like, don't say the C word, Doc. We're not ready for that one, okay? But doesn't mean that it is. she referred me to a dermatologist. And they're probably going to have to do a biopsy just to determine what is it. You know, it might not be cancer. It might just be something else. Maybe I've been picking at it too much, whatever, but it should have healed before now. So they're going to figure out what it is. And even if it is a skin cancer, she's talking about skin cancer, even if it does turn out to be skin cancer, I don't think it will, though. But even if it does, well, that's the most treatable, the most easily cured cancer there is. So odds are it's going to be okay. And then she told me, well, that's not the only problem you got. I'm like, oh boy, lay it on me, doc. She says, you got a little bit of high cholesterol. That's okay, doc. I'm on a diet, you know. I get exercise. I ride my bicycle 3 times a week. And she says, but also, you have a little bit of hypertension. Your blood pressure is a little high. And she looked back over the years, and I said, yeah, every time I go to the doctor, they always take my blood pressure, and they always say it's a little high. Well, it's supposed to be, normal is 120 over 80. Mine is almost always 140 over 80. Sometimes 138. One time it was 165 over 80, and that was pretty darn high, but they let me sit and relax for a half hour, and then they took it again, then it got down to, 130 or whatever it was. But, I had a lot of coffee that morning. But I'm a pretty hyper guy, so hypertension, and at my age and blah blah blah. I said, and she said, what? She said, well, there's medicines that control. Nobody's asked you. Nobody's tried to prescribe medicines for this before. I said, no. They just kind of say, yeah, you got a little bit of your blood pressure's a little high, but nobody ever prescribed me anything. I said, if you want to, you can prescribe something for it. Well, I like to have it under control if it's potentially a problem. It could potentially cause heart disease and stroke and all that stuff. And so she's prescribed me some olmesartan, which is like a low-level blood pressure medicine. It's for people that just have a touch of high blood pressure, but it's not that high, and this should keep it under control, get it under control. So I says, okay, what the heck? I'd rather take that, than take a chance on having a stroke. So yeah. So she prescribed that, and I'll be starting to take that tomorrow. I'll be starting to take that. There comes a point where, as young as you might feel inside, and people tell me I'm younger than my age, chronological, I just can't pronounce it, chronological age. So, but yeah, there comes a point where you got to realize you are what you are, and if you're 64, you're 64. At least I ain't dead. That would be a lot worse. And it's not that bad. I feel great. How do you feel? She says. I feel great. I do. I feel great. These are just minor little things that need to be tweaked. But I thought I'd vlog about them. Well, I'm sure some of you people can relate to these things, especially you people getting old like me. Getting older, anyway. Old is a relative term. Well, okay, I said it's a chronological term. You have to face up to it, but you also, like I say, if you feel younger and you act younger, and people tell me I look younger, I don't know if that's true or not. A lot of people just want to lie to flatter you, but I don't think I look too bad for 64, except that I'm getting wet and I'm standing out here in the rain like an idiot. She didn't say anything about fixing my addled brain, it's just tweaking a couple of things to keep it going, because I got a lot to live for, and I want to live to be at least 140, 150, 140 at the least, 160 maybe. I think I can pull it off. If I have to take my pills here and there, what the heck. Okay, folks, well, that's the latest. Of course, if the gator comes out and drags me under right now, I won't live to be 65, but anyway. And everybody will see the video, because somebody will find the video and it'll be like found footage. They'll find it by the ground, on the ground by the road, and somebody will post it online. Wow, found footage. How ironic. He was just saying he was expecting to live to be 150, and then a gator dragged him under and ate him up. At least my last video will be a whopper, man. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful thing. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. You guys have a great day. And one thing I decided, I've always been in pretty good health, so, but I decided there's like little things that I like overlook little things. Little thing, a little bit of high blood pressure, big deal. You know, whatever it is. I've always had a pretty good immune system, so you know, whatever it is, just overlook it. Eventually it'll go away. Like this wound on my ear, only this one didn't go away. That's the whole problem. But generally everything heals pretty quick, so yeah. Where was I going with that? See, that's another thing about getting old. Where was I going with that? You walk into the kitchen and you stand there, you open the refrigerator door and go, what was I looking for? Why am I here? You know, it's one of those things. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to post this video and myself. No found footage here. So, yeah. You guys have a great day. And if you can figure out what the heck I was talking about before, finish that sentence for me, okay? All right. Have a great day. Keep smiling. Stay healthy. And all the best, my friends. Bye-bye.